Hey guys.
So the steps of the engineering design process that we went through is so the problem is we need to get the golf ball into the hole, right? In like the one try or get closest. So what Kyle and I did originally was we took this thing and we tried to put a spring it down the tube. We tried to put a spring down the tube and
Uh-huh.
make a pinball. However, we later figured out that was not very good. We could not get a strong enough spring to launch it, however far we needed to. So we looked up some pictures of some like catapults and such, some flingers, if you will. So we looked at the requirements, like had to be you build it, like no chemical stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
develop prototype solution. So we did that. It did not work. So what we did was we looked it up. We looked up some pictures again, and we figured out that if we hit something, it'll go far. So we tested it, and we realized that it was like flinging too far at the floor. If that makes sense. It was like it was hitting the
Okay,
ground, and it
hold on. Before you go farther, um, what were the initial designs for designing the fling? Pew, You know?
um well, it was really just a PVC pipe. I got a gate on my door, and I wedged it between it, and I pulled it back, and I was like, oh, this works. So that's about it. Um,
So initially, when you first made it, what
w-
were some initial like restraints
well, the fact that it was
or
unupgradable.
designs or like, designs to keep it or make it into what it is
um,
initially?
well, I guess it's the fact that I don't know if this is the question you asked, but it was like it's between the two things, like the pegs, so it was like get like the tension.
hmm
That was really what we were going for. But
So you use the wood at the bottom to keep the PVC pipe down and held it down to make sure above it you can pull back
yes.
and fling it. Okay.
So so then we tested the first one, and it, like I said, it hit the ground. So I want to add the stopper. We wanted to make it a little bit higher and out more, so it like send it further sooner. So we were checking the tapes. It met the requirements. Um, so then we tested it on the launch day. That was our final. That was our first actual test with the updated thing. And we got a hole in one.
Big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the whole engineering design process.
That was.
Good job.
Yeah. Um.
Now, I have to provide evidence of your use of data parentheses, observational and measured parentheses to make design decisions through your process of engineering and launching structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna be honest. We didn't really test it that much.
No.
We did not make that much data. But what I can tell you is 2 days before the project when we had it, before the launch project when we had it and we tested out on the field, it went under.
It went.
That's when we went out, figured out the flinger was actually going over 90 degrees. And so we
Mm-hmm.
had to make and so by having it go over 90 degrees it would go less distance. And then so we never actually made it into the hole the first time. But we did get really close.
We did get close a couple times.
So then that's pretty much our data.
Mm.
But using that, we decided to make a stopper to increase the distance by having it stop before it goes past 9 degrees, stopping the ball from decrease going down vertically at a faster rate,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. So now I think I should probably provide evidence of my understanding of the science behind our design, and I should explain its operation using accurate and appropriate science terminology at the appropriate scientific level.
Hmm.
So I think really what it boils down to is when you we had a PVC pipe, and when you bent it back, it created, I guess, tension, I'd say, maybe, for it going back. So, and it wanted to go back, like, to where it was. It wanted to go back. So when you, like, so yeah, it does that. It goes at a super fast, but, like, when you stop it with the stopper that we had, it makes it so that it launches, because there's nothing to stop the golf ball at the top from going. It is able to launch it at the right angle.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there a more scientific term for pullback tension thingy?
Probably projectile motion, perhaps, when it's sent into a very high velocity
It did
projectile
go in
motion.
projectile motion, but isn't there some sort of energy buildup when you
Inertia.
pull it back? I don't know about
Kinetic
inertia.
energy? Or not kinetic energy.
Let's just say some sort of awesome energy that we can't see, but we
Mm-hmm.
know isn't, but we know is there and is causing a large amount of energy,
Mm.
which brings the ball into projectile motion,
Yep.
right? Good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's pretty appropriate science terminology, right?
I would agree with you there.
Okay. Now, I must also tell you that I must analysis is digitally prepared, creative, and well organized, communicately clearly, grammatically correct, and concise. I
I
don't think ours was very clearly communicated,
No, I think it
but
was. It was,
it was creative,
and it was
digitally
concise
prepared, concise,
and awesome.
and grammatically correct.
I love
And it's the
physics.
best.
I
I
love
love physics
physics.
too.
Physics is
Yes,
my favorite.
I concur.
Yes.
Yes.
Good day.